Alrighty, I am Travis Robie. I am captain of the League of Legends team at Assumption University. I am a marketing student. I am class of 2023, so I'm a senior this year.
Hey, congratulations on that. One last year, right, to get going. What is your handle as well?
My handle is AU Nucked.
Nucked. I love it. I love it. It's so good. And what game are you currently competing in?
I am playing League of Legends.
Okay, okay. Now, if I remember correctly, that was not originally your first choice, right? That was one of few, but it wasn't exactly your first choice, or was that your first choice for a competitive game?
That was my first choice for
Okay. All right, that's awesome then. So, my fault. I might have been remembering something wrong. But how long have you been competing in esports or competing in league? Has this transcended outside of college? Have you been competing since high school?
So I've actually been competing in the League of Legends comp scene since middle school.
Oh,
Back, yeah, in the IBS league back before Iron was even out there. So playing in silver leagues and working my way up to where I am now.
all right, that's awesome. And what drew you to Assumption? What kind of got you interested in them and their program?
So I loved that it was a small school, and it had the majors I was looking into. I was still a little bit undecided at the start, so there was a lot of majors that I was interested that the school had to offer. But I was also senior year playing in an organization called Upsurge, and the former coach of Assumption, my freshman year, he was responsible for recruiting in some athletes that year. He actually worked for Upsurge at the same time, and so he actually through Upsurge was able to get access to players' information, like know our ages and everything. And he actually reached out to me, and we began talks and sitting down and playing the game for him, and got that squared away as well. So I mean, it was awesome to continue my esports career at the college level.
That's amazing. And so, what role do you currently fill for the team? Are you the captain? Are you the shot caller? What are your current I want to say job descriptions almost for your team? What all do you do for the League of Legends team?
So I currently am the captain, and then I also am kind of like the coach in a sense where I do all the write ups each of the weeks for who we're playing against, what bands we're looking at, going back to the NECC and seeing what teams have banned against whoever we're playing against, what they've been picking, what's working, what's not working. So I do up all the analysis work as well.
That's amazing. That's a lot of hours that you put into it, right? That is I've done analysis on my own. What's your favorite part of all that? Do you enjoy more of the coaching side? I know you love competing. I think we can already put that one there. But do you also enjoy one of the other aspects, such as coaching players or analyzing deep diving games, or maybe even theory crafting on the side?
So I ended up at first I wasn't much for the whole analysis side of things. I thought it was kind of tedious and it was easier when other people were doing it for me. But I've learned so much about the game doing it, and I really enjoy being able to craft up a winning theory and being able to get in the heads of opponents through draft phase where you draft a flex pick and you hover something to make them think it's going one way when it's not even being considered going that way in reality. So I really love crafting up something creative and getting in the minds of the opponents ahead of game.
Of course, that is I would say that's also a very fun part. Seeing your plan come together. It's like the A team all over again. So I think that's awesome. So outside of competing, what's your favorite part about the program? Right, I know that you were talking about a little bit of the entry in and how you were kind of approached about joining in and playing at the collegiate level as well. What's your favorite part about the program that you've been a part of? It sounds like for pretty much all 4 years of your college career so far.
Yeah, so one of my favorite things has really been this year, building a really solid foundation because COVID kind of had us reset. And unfortunately, through these years, we've had a different coach each year. So it's been a little bit of a reset button here and there. But this year, we've built a really strong foundation through the players that are playing for the teams, and everyone's really supportive. Everybody shows up to other teams' game days, and it's just a really awesome environment that we're building. And we're seeing a lot of outside athletes wanting to get involved with the esports program here at Assumption.
That's actually really cool that your esports program is actually branching out beyond. That's not something pretty standard that you see with other organizations, right? Usually it's esports and sports. They're two very individual aspects. So the fact that you guys are actually integrating into the other sports facilities and also, well, I wouldn't say facilities, but other teams, right? Getting them involved with the other organizations out there. Was that one of your main goals that you had for the esports program at the beginning, or did that just kind of happen over time?
So originally at the beginning, it wasn't in the original set of goals. The original set was getting core competitive gamers who would be able to make a name for the program. But with COVID happening and everything, we kind of swapped what we were looking to do with the program, and we've looked to now kind of expand it and include as many people as possible through allowing athletes that want to get involved the opportunity to help out with social media content, help with production content. So we're looking to, launch the Twitch account again soon. We're also looking to launch YouTube channel as well as we have clips being created. So we're hoping with all of that that we'll be able to bring in additional athletes. We already have a couple on a team on a
Yeah.
couple of. I know we have some cross country kids that compete for esports. We used to have a football player who played, so I know we have a couple of other athletes that are already dual sport athletes playing for the esports team.
That's amazing. I think that's awesome to hear. Really integrating it and making sure that players not only get that fundamental competitive aspect, but also ensuring that they have opportunities outside of it, right? I think that is a huge thing, and seeing that bring a focus back, right? Collegiate is again about, integrating school with the esports, integrating both of those to be at that same level. So really, really awesome to hear here. Um, Taking a look here, so far you have been competing, as you said, all the way from middle school, even now into your senior year. This one might be tough for you because you have so many years of experience under your belt, especially through Upsurge as well. What has been your favorite or most memorable moment in your competitive career thus far?
Say my favorite moment was back when I played in Upsurge. I ended up getting selected by all the teams that were competing in the league. We had to do a vote halfway through the season to vote the halfway mark. We had to vote in MVPs from each of the respective teams. So they ended up gathering half the teams and said, "You guys will be team A, and the other half, you guys are team B. Each team has to send a representative to play in this MVP style format game." And I actually got voted in by my teammates as well as all the other teams that we had already competed against to be the starting support for Team A. And I got the opportunity to play with different athletes from different teams and, kind of showcase and have a little bit of fun at the same time because it wasn't truly that competitive. It was also a mix of fun in there too. So it's just an awesome opportunity that I got, and I absolutely loved it.
That's amazing, and I love the fact that you got to be brought to the to the spotlight moment, right? You were acknowledged by the rest of the representatives, not even in your team. The fact that there are so many other people that are like, we acknowledge you and your play. I think that is amazing to see and hear. With that under your belt, though, and you've been competing for so long, and especially in your senior year, what are some of your goals within your competitive career in esports, or even outside of the competition? Are you looking to pursue maybe more of that coaching role as well, or maybe sticking with Assumption and maybe working with their program to further it beyond just your college years?
So actually, right now I'm in talks with athletics at Assumption about possibly coming back as a title coach. Uh, it's been something that Assumption's never offered before, and it's something that it's sometimes hard when you don't have a title coach and you play against other teams that have title coaches because they watch over the game and you're able to pick up on, the other team really likes to do this. This is the way their jungler plays. Like you're able to pick up on key cues and stuff, and then through that little intermission from game one to game two, hey guys, they like to do this. You guys are really good at this. We need to focus on this. Whereas we're kind of missing that element. So if I'm able to be brought back, it's an element that Assumption hasn't had before that we'd be able to push forward. And I think it would really help the team excel to be even better than we are now.
That's so awesome to hear, and hopefully it does come true because that would be, again, from the almost from that bottom standing to just an excellent organization. I think that's an amazing goal to have. So, of course, with those done, that's kind of our. With that, I think we got through most of the questions. Now, of course, to you, I want to give one last opportunity. Is there anyone that you admire wholeheartedly about this program, especially being a senior? I feel like you've had a lot of mentors over the years and probably even some current mentors. Is there anyone that you want to give a very special, kind of respectful shout out or a big heartfelt thanks to that has kind of helped you along your journey here?
I think somebody who's helped me a lot, and it's crazy because it's just been this year I even met her, is Professor O'Hara. The amount of work she's put in to help with the esports program, and she even sat down and met new recruits with us to help them learn a little bit about the academic side of things when it comes to Assumption. She's also going with us to meet with a possible partner out in the Worcester area next week. So like she's really stepped up to the plate and helped us out a lot through building this program, and it's allowed us all these opportunities we didn't even think we were going to have this year. So she's been amazing, and she really is. She's the goat for us. That's what I gotta say.
Well, that's awesome, and it's awesome to hear that the faculty is also getting into it, right? So big shout out to Professor O'Hara for that, and hopefully even more support over the years as well. So again, that's all I had. Hopefully that's a lot of fun for you guys, and hopefully you can use a lot of this. But thank you very much for the interview.
Absolutely, and thank you for your time. Hey, when you see Danny later, don't be afraid to tell him I called him out.
I'll let him know he was at the top of the list, right?
He would expect nothing less from me.